Space is becoming a dump. In the grand tapestry of human achievements, the journey of space exploration stands as one of the most remarkable chapters. Over the span of 7 decades, humanity's quest to unravel the mysteries of the cosmos has propelled us to unimaginable heights. However, hidden amidst our triumphs lies an increasingly concerning issue: the proliferation of space debris. In our relentless pursuit of scientific advancement and satellite deployment, we've inadvertently transformed the space surrounding our planet into a space junkyard. This issue raises not only practical dangers, but also questions about our responsibility for the space we're privileged to explore. Hello, and welcome to another video of Finance Sense, where we cover all the latest trends in the financial markets and the economy. Before we start, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment below if you enjoyed watching this video, and turn on the notification bell to keep posted. Without further ado, let's start. The journey of human space exploration has spanned over 70 years, and during this time, we have left quite a clutter in space. With the launch of numerous satellites, some active, many inactive, we've contributed to a significant issue: space debris. However, despite the mess we've made, our efforts to clean it up have been minimal. But why is this a concern? What exactly is space debris? How prevalent is it? What dangers does it pose? And why should you be interested? The space age was initiated in the 1950s, driven by our desire to discover the mysteries of the cosmos. Rockets were launched and satellites were deployed. Satellites play a pivotal role in our daily activities. They facilitate internet connectivity, GPS navigation, military surveillance, weather prediction, and disaster management. These satellites are integral to our modern lives. Yet, when these satellites cease functioning, they are simply left adrift. In the enthusiasm for launching satellites and pioneering space endeavors, the notion of cleaning up after ourselves seemed to be overlooked. The common perception was that space, being vast, could accommodate our exploratory aspirations. However, this perspective doesn't hold true for the area close to Earth. This orbital zone is becoming increasingly congested, resembling a cosmic dumping ground. It is populated by operational satellites, space stations, and the remnants of defunct ones. How did we end up in this situation? The surge in space exploration is a crucial factor. In the year 2022, we set a new record for space launches, with over 2,000 spacecraft entering orbit. Amid this bustling activity, avoiding collisions becomes a genuine concern. The outer space environment is riddled with discarded remnants. Numerous non-functional satellites travel at considerable speeds, creating a considerable collision risk. Satellites in Earth's orbit zoom along at a velocity of 28,000 kilometers per hour. Consequently, even a seemingly small object, like a loose bolt, can spell catastrophe if it strikes a satellite or rocket. So, just how much junk currently orbits space? As of today, Earth's orbit hosts over 2,000 operational satellites, alongside approximately 3,000 defunct ones, constituting a total of 5,000 satellites. Furthermore, more than 35,000 sizable space debris fragments exist, each measuring over 10 centimeters. And let's not forget the countless smaller fragments, which number in the millions, though tracking them proves challenging. When aggregated, the amount of space debris is substantial. But how did this situation arise? The process unfolds as follows. An object is launched from Earth and enters an orbital trajectory. Its journey persists until it eventually re-enters the Earth's atmosphere. When positioned in a lower orbit, several thousand kilometers above the planet, the object may descend within a few years, undergoing combustion upon re-entry. This typically results in the object disintegrating before it reaches the surface. Therefore, concerns about being struck by falling rocket fragments are unwarranted. However, the scenario is different for satellites positioned at higher altitudes, roughly around 36,000 kilometers. These satellites remain in orbit for extended periods, potentially spanning centuries long after our time. This lingering presence contributes to the buildup of space junk. Moreover, additional debris arises from collisions or anti-satellite trials. While such occurrences are rare, they do happen. Notably, countries such as the US, China, and India have conducted missile-based experiments to obliterate satellites. The outcome of these tests is evident: the creation of numerous hazardous fragments orbiting in space. But what degree of risk do these fragments pose? Satellites currently in orbit must either maneuver to evade or risk being struck by uncontrolled space debris fragments. Collision avoidance is integral to this process, with hundreds of such adjustments undertaken annually. The International Space Station employs this practice, and various countries do the same independently. Fortunately, instances of actual collisions have been rare thus far. A handful of notable incidents stand out, like the disintegration of a Chinese satellite in 2021 or the destruction of a satellite by space debris in 2009. However, looking ahead, these occurrences are anticipated to increase. By the year 2030, around 90 countries will be conducting operations in space, contributing to a projected total of 17,000 satellites in orbit. This surge will inevitably intensify the congestion in space, a scenario that prompts contemplation of its potential implications. Back in 1978, a NASA scientist named Donald Kessler made a prediction. He foresaw that if the amount of space debris grew too much, a chain reaction would unfold. Essentially, collisions between objects would become more frequent, generating additional junk. This new debris in turn would collide with more objects, forming a cycle. Eventually, Earth's orbit could become so cluttered that it might become unusable. While this scenario represents the worst-case outcome and an extreme prediction, scientists are concerned about potential issues arising from accumulating space debris. This leads us to the question: how can we address this issue and avert dangerous collisions in space? One solution involves monitoring. Various private companies specialize in tracking space debris, providing real-time information about its trajectory. By keeping tabs on this data, collisions can be avoided. However, this task isn't simple. Space debris can be unpredictable, sometimes altering its course unexpectedly. Hence, monitoring can never achieve 100% accuracy, prompting consideration of the next possible solution: physically cleaning up the debris. Although rare instances of space junk washing up, like on a beach, do occur, India has taken substantial steps towards cleaner space. However, the global initiative to maintain a clean and uncluttered space is limited or virtually non-existent. With the involvement of private companies, the challenge posed by space debris becomes even more pronounced. The United Nations has proposed a guideline wherein countries should remove their satellites from orbit after 25 years. Yet, putting this into practice is easier said than done, often resulting in lingering space debris. The need of the hour is a comprehensive global orbital treaty akin to the existing International Plastics Treaty. A collective effort involving all nations and companies is required to chart a course towards sustainable space utilization. While the universe may be vast, it should not be treated as a dumping ground. It's time for us to take responsibility and embark on this journey of tidying up our celestial environment. This endeavor, although seemingly small for individuals, would mark a monumental stride for humanity as a whole. Hi! We hope that you've enjoyed watching this video and learned something valuable. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to keep posted with our videos. This is Finance Sense, helping you stay current on all the most recent changes in the financial markets and the economy. Stay safe and look out for the next video.